Alright, back in Imagine. This is a new outfit that I got. This is called, I think, the Soul Breaker. And this is probably one of the most coveted pieces of clothing in this game. However, it cost me quite a bit, so I got a lot of stats up, and I was seeing if there is a possibility that I can actually limit break. A limit break is actually best described as the critical of a critical, so I can deal critical damage no problem, but there is the very low odds that I will actually deal a lot more damage with a critical, and that is the limit break. My goal here is that I'm really optimistic at the moment. I'm trying to go after or get Zhu Que to fuse for a Bishamonten when I actually do get the plugin. I have not been successful at getting it yet, but I'm going to see if I can get the only spell that I haven't had for any of my demons is Lightning Cannon, which is why I'm going to get an accomplished Earthis from the hack run in Home 3. Now there's some big news that's going on so far with Atlas Online, which is where I imagine currently resides, is that Atlas Online was bought by another company. I think it's called Marvelous, and it's a multi-company thing. I think one of the major ones was Xseeds, which is which was the North American distributor, I think, for Wild Arms, the Wild Arms series, and also the North American distributor of the last Shadow Hearts game, Shadow Hearts from the New World. Okay. I think personally this is not one of the easiest of the hack runs. Obviously the Ishigaya hack runs are above and beyond any sort of difficulty. In this, one of the major issues that you would have is that you're slowly losing health. It's called the virus effect. And basically it's kind of like being poisoned. So you gotta have a healer close by you. The other major issue is this spot, and these Kodamas are completely immune to physical attacks, so you gotta rely on magic. And I discovered throughout my tries when I was actually trying to get accomplished with this, Demolition Dash actually works wonders, so my Kame-Atachi attack works pretty successfully. It only doesn't work on the Kodama that uses Hurricane Cannon, but that's exactly why I have that one, because he can use, or she can use for that matter, Blizzard Cannon. So he's going to use Blizzard Cannon on me. Took him out. I don't know. Okay, that's Lightning Cannon, so we'll see who gets first. I'm going to play Patsy at the moment, so that way she can actually take a hit, or I can take a hit, and she can actually dish out some damage. And these spawn a lot. Oh yeah, this is probably the loudest part, so I sincerely apologize. Okay. Now, Oberon isn't easy either, because he has that unimaginably powerful counter. I don't know how often he does use that, but it's best to watch out. Nevertheless, I do have a deadly advantage, and that is Dewan can actually use Fog Breath, since Oberon has a nasty habit of being weak to ailment abilities. Okay, let's see what I get from the hack run. That's Impusa. This isn't bad, but that isn't exactly what I wanted. I think that, for instance, in Act 4, you're going to need a demon that is level 14 or level 13 or higher. One of the options, obviously, the path of least resistance is getting the Kusith, which is probably the commonest way. I think that's probably the way I did it. The other is some of the demons here are pretty weak, or around that level, such as Impusa. As you can see, the Fog Breath did quite a bit of damage, but not a whole lot, so I'm trying to rely on this. Strangely, I've never seen myself limit break. so far. So I got accomplished with this finally, and this was on my second run. This is actually pretty surprising because elementals aren't exactly that common. Okay, I don't know what that extra effect is on Dewan. I think it's probably the... She probably casted Fire Resist on herself, which doesn't make that much of a difference. And before I leave Home 3, I'm going to check out this area. I have never visited it, but let's see. I was distracted by a bazaar. Okay, it said data tickets, and seeing if there's anything worthwhile. But this is called the Beginner's Home, or the Beginner's Hall. And I'm just seeing what it looks like because I've never been in here. So, from the looks of it, these people actually give you brief tutorials. For instance, sounds to me that she will actually explain some of the things that the wiki might, but you can do this immediately after you do Act 0. So that sounds like a good benefit. Marvelous hasn't exactly changed much so far, too, I imagine. So I haven't noticed anything major except for its name when loading. And the like a display on the updater, or the update launcher. Okay. That's the dancing drunk. Oh my god. This is unsettling. And Mada's pretty wasted too. So,